Today we're driving the 2022 Hyundai Kona Electric. This has a 258-mile electric range. Its front-wheel drive starts at around $34,000. This limited though we have today is around 43 grand. And it has about a 201 horsepower electric motor, which doesn't seem like much, but when you put your foot down, this thing just blows the front tires off. It's a little bit of a hot hatch in guise, and feels more like 300 horsepower, if I'm being honest. It's a cool little car. I've enjoyed my time in it this week. Let's walk you around this thing today, show you what it's like inside and out. We'll take it for a drive and hopefully give you guys an idea of what this Kona Electric is like to live with. Here's the charge port right up front. There you go. You can fast charge it. You can charge it in your garage. I have 240. It's been really nice living with this week, being able to top off the battery in just a few hours. We haven't driven a Kona on this channel, so it is nice to kind of walk around this, see the packaging, see the interior space. This is just a nice little compact crossover. We have a decent amount of trunk space, a nice low loading height, a little bit of storage under here. No spare tire, unfortunately, but we do get our tire repair kit, inflation, and of course the charge cables in there too. Very similar sizing to the Mazda CX-30, if I'm being honest. Kind of funky looking too. I like all the variations between each Hyundai Kona. They all seem to have different front grills, and of course we're getting the Kona N here very soon, which is very exciting. All right, let's hop in, we'll start it up and show you around the interior here. So like with many Hyundai products these days, we have their very easy to use ergonomics, buttons, controls, very nice looking screens. We have a fully digital center display there, and this nice big touchscreen with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. Everything works very well. It's a quick, responsive system. Not a ton of settings are hidden within the menus. We have physical controls for our climate, which is kind of cool. It's a pretty chilly morning this morning, so I've got the heat cranked, and you can see when I turn up the air, it's almost like you're turning your range up and down. But you should get a good solid 258 miles out of this. Sometimes a little bit more if you're driving in the city, a little bit less if you're on the highway, and of course in cold weather, you're going to see a little bit of reduction too. But everything else in here, very familiar Hyundai switchgear. We have our wireless charging right there. It is a wired Apple CarPlay or Android Auto connection. This funky little shifter setup, I didn't like it at first, but now that I've gotten used to it, it's actually pretty intuitive to use. You got your parking brake right here, heated and cooled seats down at the bottom. Your drive mode selector, you have a few different drive modes, Eco, Normal, and Sport, and the gauges change accordingly too, which is kind of cool. A couple of cup holders. Here's what the key looks like. Got nice storage here in the center console. Little place to put stuff here, but kind of a scratchy, hard plastic. Not too many grippy surfaces on the bottom of things to keep stuff from rattling around. Normal size glove box. Place to put your sunglasses. You know, this is just a car. It's not trying to be anything too funky or too weird. And I think that's probably one of my favorite things about this Kona N. We do have paddle shifters, and that's kind of cool. I'll show you that when we go on the drive. That actually controls your level of regenerative braking. You have 3 modes and then just a complete coast mode. Let's walk around this some more and show you up front. I don't believe this has a frunk or a front trunk. There's probably just a bunch of electric stuff going on up here. Yeah, we've got our motors, all sorts of air conditioning paraphernalia, our normal battery here for all of the vehicle's accessories. Kind of a neat looking car in my opinion. I like the front end. This is I think slightly redesigned and slightly updated for the 22 model year. We have low rolling resistance eco-friendly tires, and you will hear a lot of those today on this drive. We've got a decently sized back seat. Set to my driving position at 5'10". I have a little bit of legroom back here. It's kind of tight, but again, you're dealing with a compact crossover. Headroom feels pretty good for my 5'10" frame. This is kind of a funky headrest right there. You get a couple of cup holders. Yeah, a decent usable back seat for a small family or a family that is small in size and height. In this limited trim, we have the Harman Kardon sound system. We'll do a quick audio system test at the end of this video, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned. A little bit of storage here under this center stack. Again, slippery plastics, no grippy surfaces. Something that Hyundai could probably improve in the future. We've got a nice water bottle holder here. A lot of storage solutions, a lot of places and pockets to put stuff. And an attractive looking interior with lots of bright, beautiful, high-res displays. All right, we'll put it in reverse. And this is when the symphony of sound begins. So you get a pretty loud reversing noise. And then, at speeds below 25 miles an hour, this is actually a pretty loud electric car. It makes this kind of funky whirring noise from a speaker underneath the car. Turn signals are pretty loud. I'm not sure if you can adjust the volume on those or not, but hear that. Kind of spooky. It's almost Halloween, so it's appropriate, but for the rest of the year, I don't know. It's kind of one of my only complaints about this Kona, is that if you're driving around in the city, one of the best things about an EV is that it's pretty quiet, it's pretty silent. And I understand the case for something like this for pedestrian safety. There is something to be said about that. But I think it might be just a little bit too loud. It's almost wake your neighbors loud in the morning. Of course, once you pass 25 miles an hour, it just kind of blends off and vanishes. And this is a completely silent electric car, except for all the the tire squeal you'll hear. Alright, so we'll put it into normal drive mode. Gauges change. Everything becomes a little bit more linear. Eco tends to kind of dull the throttle response in normal. And for being front-wheel drive, it's got a little bit of torque steer. It has some traction issues, but I think that just adds to the fun. We'll even put it into sport mode here. Set the regen all the way to max. It's a quick little car. Brake pedal feel is quite nice for an electric car. It does not come to a complete stop with regen. We're pretty limited by these tires with regards to maximum grip or traction. And of course, we have Hyundai's Highway Driving Assist, which I think is still one of the best driving assistance systems or autopilot systems, whatever you want to call it, on the market. Steering is keeping me really well centered between the lines. I rarely have to touch the steering wheel, maybe once every minute, and sometimes it's pretty class leading in that respect. I think if you really want this driving assistance feature, you got to swing for the limited trim. If it doesn't matter as much to you, maybe you don't do a lot of long distance driving, then the base model might be okay. Save some money. You can easily change your speed by 5-mile-an-hour increments by holding the up-down switch, and you can turn on the steering assist just with that button right there. Change your following distance very easily too. Pause, resume cruise control. I mean, this is just a wonderful system, beautifully intuitive, works super well, and yeah, I'm a fan. So, check out, this is max regen. Not touching the brake. We've got a pretty strong level at level 3, so hit the paddle a couple times. I do really like true one-pedal drive electric cars. It would be nice for Hyundai to add that functionality, or at least that option in the future, but I can see why that might be a little bit counter to the philosophy of what this car is, of just kind of being a normal car. So it's got that normal level of creep that you would find in any vehicle with an automatic transmission. Ride quality is very nice. The suspension is pretty well composed in this. We've got not that much cabin intrusion over potholes. We've got some really rough roads on this section of the drive, and it feels pretty comfortable. A little bit of road noise on the highway, but seems to be pretty similar to a lot of other vehicles in this class. I like the handling. Considering what tires are on here, this actually handles pretty well, and if you lift off, you get a little bit of lift off oversteer. You can turn traction and stability control off, but stability control doesn't go completely off. It's just enough to have a little bit of tail happy fun if you lift off and chuck it into a corner. Throw some sticky tires on this, you'd have a Autocross Hero. Let's go. We're going to go into sport mode here. We got lots of lights because I just turned traction stability control off. Let's have a little bit of fun in this thing, because this is a fun electric car to drive. Ooh, it tracks really well around a corner on throttle. That's fun. And without any regen, it just coasts forever, which is pretty cool. I do like how Hyundai has retuned the regenerative braking system from the Ioniq. So it used to be a little bit of an on-off switch when you tapped the accelerator pedal, and you can actually blend off the throttle in this car and control the amount of deceleration you have very well. So I applaud Hyundai on making that improvement, and it makes this car a pretty nice car to drive. We're going to just leave it in sport mode and show you the insanity that this thing has off the line. It is a burnout machine. Of course, they're eco tires, so they'll last forever. We have traction control off, of course. The charge compartment door came open. This thing's a little bit of a hoon. You can just leave stoplights in a cloud of tire smoke. I think 200 horsepower for an electric car is about the limit that I would put through the front wheels. Any more than that, it's just too much torque, it's too much power to go through eco-oriented tires. When you have 200 horsepower at 0 RPM, right from the start, it actually feels pretty quick, and that's where I put this Hyundai Kona. Let's drive it around a little bit in eco mode. Get a much more dulled throttle response here. I say this every time I get behind the wheel of an EV. It is just so nice living with a car that's electric. You can start it up in the morning. It was freezing this morning. We actually had frost on the windshield. I was able to just crank the heat, everything defrosted in about a minute from being pretty frozen. I think if you're really honest about your needs with an electric vehicle, and maybe you don't need to swing for this limited trim at $43,000 or thereabouts, you go for the base model at $34 grand, and if you qualify for that $7,500 tax credit, you're getting a brand new electric car with almost 260 miles of range for $27,000. under 30 grand. That's pretty good value. It's pretty impressive. I think really the only other consideration with a car like this is, does the size work? Will your car seat fit in the back? Will your family fit in the back? All right, well, I think that sums up the Kona Electric. Let's walk you around this one more time, and then we will take it for a drive and do a sound system test with this Harman Kardon premium audio. I'm sure it's very similar to the other Harman Kardon systems in Hyundai products, but of course, if you want to stick around and listen to that, feel free. It's a decent sound system. I'm not hugely impressed with this as a premium audio option, but I think it's okay. It definitely is in line with a lot of other of Hyundai's premium audio systems. Maybe bass is a little bit more grainy, a little bit less appealing. Definitely would recommend going and listening to this for yourself if that's kind of a deciding factor between the premium or the limited top trim and a base model. So anyway guys, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.